This week's topics on Rants or Rambles videos follow my GTA weekly update content and news videos uploaded Thursday evenings. First topic that will definitely be talked about today, GTA 6 being rumored to be postponed, which has affected Take-Two stocks for some odd reason. Beyond that, on the future topics, Rockstar is dishonest with showcased vehicle prices, and why are weekly updates in GTA Online worse than ever? Of course, as I've said on today's topic, I will definitely be going over the details as best as I could regarding GTA 6 being rumored to be postponed to 2026 and to give you some clarification on why this was rumored and how could have we led to this rumor being a rumor. But before I get into that, very quickly, two notes. First, I'd like to thank my community for voting for these options in my latest community poll, so that is why topics like these will be split into different videos and uploaded on different days. And beyond that, in GTA Online, for those who have claimed eligibility for the free Obey 8 of Drafter 2 weeks ago, you can now claim it as of the end of this, or before the end of this week rather, until April 3rd. If you wish to officially claim your free Obey 8 of Drafter in GTA Online, and that's for those who were eligible and have claimed eligibility. So I have discovered lately on my GTA Online weekly update and news videos, or rather that I do every Thursday evening, on the latest one, I've discovered that there have been some rumors regarding to GTA 6's possibility to be delayed to 2026, and that is only because given with the context under what was said, it's only a possibility assuming development doesn't go well. So I'll go through the details on why this was made, on how this could have led to this moment, and anything that may be essential to be brought up to your attention in this video. So don't start thinking that, oh, I'm here to like leak to you GTA 6 news on like, oh yeah, GTA 6 is gonna release on June 15th, 2025 or something. Or whenever the case may be. I have no idea. I am not the kind to leak or clickbait GTA 6. I'm just trying to give some form of context and clarification based on the information I have looked up to give you some form of context. So let's go through it. And in case you want to know up to now, yes, GTA 6 is still expected to release in Q1 2025 or whenever the case may be. So that's generally all the context you really want or need to know, assuming you really want to know when GTA 6 is going to be released or expected to release. But now here's some information backing up what I want or what I have seen myself. Where first of all, it was shown on Twitter, like I would like to take my information from a source who would like to claim is the source of GTA 6 or whatever, that GTA 6 production is reportedly falling behind and Rockstar urges staff to return to office to avoid delay. Now this may seem so dramatic and may tease the viewers, I would not say tease, or just like bait the viewers into believing that GTA 6 is falling behind and it could be, let's say, delayed to a future date. That is not the case. Instead, what they mean, based on the reader's context, or what context that was provided for the readers who are willing to understand, is that GTA 6 is still on track for 2025 release, in which delaying the game to fall 2025 or the year 2026 was considered as a backup plan in case the development doesn't go well. And even someone below that has even stated in their own reply, where if you don't really want to like read all together whatever was mentioning, but yes, GTA 6 is still on track for 2025 release, and it could be delayed if needed to 2026, and that's if needed. And now if you clicked on the link that was provided under the context of what I have shown earlier, it will lead you to this page where another source who would probably like to claim their GTA 6 or whatever, is that Kotaku, the person or whoever made that very unfortunate title, has stated that GTA 6 is still set for 2025 spring release. And that's generally all the news about when it's expected to see GTA 6 release. Now, what events have led up to this being a possibility? Well, I'm going to go through the context as clear as I possibly could to give you some form of ideal on why this is going on. So let's go through that. Where first of all, Rockstar employees are concerned about crunch and GTA 6 as company moves forward with return to office. Now the big question that some may not know, what does crunch mean? Why did I highlight concerned about crunch? Why are they concerned about crunch? Generally, To give you a general idea of what crunch means in a professional work environment, is that Rockstar is trying to, and you can correct me if I am ever so wrong or if you want to give more context, but in the shortest possible way I can put it, Rockstar Games is basically making a 40-week-hour office mandatory possibility, or having an 80 work week, or let's say an 80 work pay, whatever, in the office, if that makes sense. So they're trying to make the employees come into office on a, let's say, constant workforce workload in the office on a 40-hour work week, which was even discussed last month by Rockstar's decision to force the workers back in office for a mandatory 5-day work week to ensure, for productivity and security reasons, etc., 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 that GTA 6 will remain on track for the release in 2025. But now I like to take some sources from the website that was provided in this link. Which, first of all, I like to bring up that, of course, late last month, Rockstar has told employees that beginning on April 15th, which is just in half a month from now, they would have to work out of the office 5 days per week. In which I would like to back up these facts with other future, let's say, texts I'm going to show you in the coming moments. But to give you some context, of course, Rockstar has made it mandatory for workers to return to crunch, as I would like to say, or as they would like to say rather, in which the employees are worried about how they would have to manage their life based on how they have even applied to the job, how they have worked under Rockstar Games in the comfortable environments that they were able to, and I like to say comfortable as in they were still able to work and manage their life as necessary to give themselves a balance between their personal needs and workloads, of course. In which these employees who are affected are now worried that the company is in danger of sliding back into old bad habits, such as persuasive crunch, which could hurt both GTA 6 and the people helping to create it. In which, as an example, a Rockstar employee has stated that working from home has been a lifeline for many of them at Rockstar, allowing them to balance care responsibilities, manage disabilities, and relocate as they need around the world to continue as long as they're able to continue their job. And now Rockstar is basically denying all of that permission, making sure that these workers, for their productivity and security reasons, as Rockstar would like to state, to ensure that these people are forced back into crunch, into the office, and then mandatory work weeks as necessary, as Rockstar would like to claim necessary, in which these workers are not given a second chance, and Rockstar hasn't given a second thought based on what needs they have on a personal note, and Rockstar just doesn't care as long as they will come back and, well, of course, help each other in close quarters working on GTA 6's production. And now, based on Rockstar's reasons of forcing this due to productivity and security reasons, this is especially on Rockstar's behalf their main worry, because they do not want to have to deal with any more potential GTA 6 confidential information leaks, like the biggest one we've had back in 2022, I believe in September, where there was over 90 plus confidential documents and development source codes, etc., etc., that was all leaked, including 90 development videos telling how the game will work, how the game will function, the functionality, the graphics, physics, the codes, everything that works out, that us people who are waiting for this game as the customers, the consumers, aren't supposed to know yet, and only the workers are supposed to know. But then there was some guy, some 17-year-old, who hacked Rockstar Games, of course, because of their very weak securities, but that's another story on its own, and managed to leak these codes. And of course, days later, within days actually, I think hours, they got arrested by the FBI, because of course Rockstar paid good money to chase after this guy. And that's another story on its own though. And I guess on a good note for this, if there would be a good note, that a Rockstar employee might agree that sure, if they would be able to work in office, they'd be able to work together to perform any strong securities to defend their systems against any future hacks, in which someone has stated that, of course, they have had history of their games being leaked to the public by hackers, and of course this is never going to be 100% preventable, because there is some guy who's dedicated out there because they really enjoy Rockstar Games' let's say content, that they would like to let the public know what is coming next so that people can speak amongst themselves, say what's going on, except me, because I really do not care about clickbaiting confidential information that I just am not supposed to have interest in until it's actually meant to be released. But still, these hackers' motivation, of course, is because they enjoy Rockstar's contents, that they would do their best to leak the content to ensure everyone knows about, and generally, yeah, that's why hackers are always going to be able to find a way to bypass their systems or whatnot. But now to defend these employees' personal sides, when GTA 5 was being worked on to give the expanded and enhanced content for, let's say, PS5 and Xbox Series X or S, that the development team were almost entirely remotely working on this, which basically gives the evidence that teams don't need to be in a mandatory crunch to complete projects. In which the biggest problem for certain Rockstar employees who are either helping develop, test, work on, in any way, shape possible, that the biggest problem is whoever has either had a disability when they applied or has developed a disability during when they were working, in which they have had to find a way to adapt to their new environment as they should based on their disability or mental health problems, etc., in which Rockstar doesn't want to take that into consideration at all, as long as they come back into a mandatory crunch, which is going to definitely hurt these employees specifically the most. And what that could mean is whether one way or another, they're going to lose important employees from the development of GTA 6. Or rather, for any future Rockstar Games related content. Beyond everything else that was written in that article, I will definitely put all the links that you will need in the description below. But beyond all that, there was someone who has even made a reply to this entire, let's say, newswire or letter, as you want to call it, where this person has definitely stated that if you as a worker are able to work on a job from home or able to work on something from home, and it's not necessarily a 100% mandatory need for you to be in the actual workforce to be able to work, then it's not completely necessary, because they don't need to be there in person to be able to do their jobs. If they would be able to work fluently as best as they could from any place they could through a computer, let's say, because that's mostly where all the development goes through anyways, then sure, be my guest. It's not going to stop them. In fact, it's going to save them a lot of time from travel expenses and paying for gas and who knows what, and they'll still be able to work on these games and still be able to work and come to the release as expected for GTA 6 to release in 2025. Whereas an example stated, it's not like these workers are working in a coal mine and they need to produce 60 kilos a day minimum as of, let's say, April 15th, in which with the few workers that they have in person, with the many other workers who are somehow, I don't know, calculated management or God knows what, that they all have to go in the mine to help mine out, which is a necessarily needed move because there's no other way you can harvest coal without actually mining it physically. So it's not like these workers are out there mining coal for us to be able to have GTA 6 released by the year 2025. These workers are working through computer, and obviously we know that I'm making a video right now and I'm doing it from home. I don't have to go to some office to work on these videos, even though that would be a new environment and I would definitely have my own time and space to do that, and I would definitely love it. But beyond that, They would also like to bring the example that this mandatory crunch may definitely hurt many employees, especially for those, like I've already stated before and will state again, that especially if they have developed a disability during their workload in Rockstar games. Let's say if they were not, let's say, working at the time, but they decided, you know, I'm gonna play soccer as my pastime while after I finish work, and they twisted their ankle badly and they had to get surgery, and now they're not able to walk for the next 2 years as prescribed by doctor, in which now Rockstar is saying, no, now you have to come back to office. How are they going to come back to office if they won't even be able to walk, let alone drive? Who's going to drive them? What if they live alone? These are things that have to be considered that Rockstar just doesn't want to consider as long as they come back to the office, and that's what's going to potentially screw GTA 6's development in the future, or even any other Rockstar games title in the future. Beyond that, though, as a last note that I'd like to bring up is that Mr. I'm the best clickbaiter of GTA 6 content in the history of the internet has stated that Take-Two stock has plummeted on rumors, even though someone has responded to this clickbait BS information, stating that it's still up by 1% over a month, which they wouldn't call it plummeting. So I don't know, this guy's fishy. This guy's just fishy on his own. I'm just gonna leave it at that, and whatever you want to think about him in the future, go ahead. But in the end, that's all I really want to give in detail based on what I have seen. That was important for me to show you guys what has led to this being rumored to be delayed. Even though chances are we could be still seeing GTA 6 coming 2025, but assuming it is necessary, don't hold your breath. That's all I'd like to say. Just don't hold your breath. And I personally will not hold my breath as long as GTA 6 is being developed, worked on finally after how many years Rockstar has realized, oh yeah, that's true, we're supposed to work on the game instead of just slacking off and counting our microtransactions from GTA Online and expanded and enhanced GTA Plus content. At least Rockstar is finally paying attention to, oh yeah, true, we have to work on GTA 6, and now we actually have a deadline to release GTA 6. Now they're doing desperate measures such as mandatory crunch, which could hurt employees, which could hurt production, which could hurt development, which could potentially hurt either the future of Rockstar games or the development of GTA 6 being postponed until a future date, which could happen, which could all happen. So don't hold your breath. Whenever it's expected to release, is one thing, but the day it does release and is announced to be released and will release, then we can go apeshit as much as we want, okay? All the sources that I have taken, that I've shown you in this video, I will put all the links in the description below for those who wants to read it themselves, but as far as I'm concerned, that's all I want to say for this video, even though it's already 17 minutes long, and there's no way I could have possibly made it any shorter than this. So I just want to say thank you for watching up until this point. Stay tuned for future topics, as I have stated I will do. And let's hope GTA 6 doesn't become the new Cyberpunk 2077. Thank you for watching and staying tuned until this very moment, and yeah, that's how I really want to share the information with you. I hope you guys found it informative, or enjoyed my rambling, or whatnot, but definitely I would go against Rockstar's mandatory crunch, because especially for those employees who have personal lives on their own and personal difficulties, I have much respect to them if they found a way to even make it back to the office like the soonest they possibly could. And I wish them luck. But hey, whatever it takes Rockstar to be so damn desperate. I really hope good things for the future of these employees, because this sounds painful for them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. And yeah, good luck to you employees. I sincerely hope the best for you guys.